This is Citizen Weekend with Olive Ballows.
A very good evening to you. You're right in time for Citizen Weekend, and big things are happening tonight. Not only are we going to be bringing you news that cuts across the country and across the region, across the continent, across the globe, we will be connecting with our diaspora community in not too long. But before then, we'll get into a conversation on jobs or slavery. We'll be speaking to the Cabinet Secretary, Labour and Social Protection, Alfred Mutua. We'll also be speaking to Kenya's ambassador to Thailand, Ambassador Lindsay Kiptines, and Duncan Okindo, who was a victim of human trafficking. So we asked the question, despite reports of hundreds of Kenyans falling victim to human trafficking, why are still more Kenyans traveling abroad without the proper paperwork to seek job opportunities? We get into that, but first, the highlights.
Niambia Ruto must go. Mimi nimesikia hiyo mara nyingi. Kulikuwa na Moi must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go. Hii must go ni wimbo tu ya kawaida. There is no problem.
I am used to it. President Ruto trashes Ruto must go slogan, says he is not moved. A happy ending. 5 chiefs abducted by terrorists in February returned to their homes and families.
So wewe kuamka tu na kuambia watu nyinyi hamta perform, walikosea watu heshima na walikosea katiba pia heshima.
Echoes of free speech. Anifa Mango, the Shackles of Doom actress that returned to defend the controversial play Echoes of War. The brutality of a parent. Police arrest a man who beheaded his 2 children and confessed to his parents. Our sign language interpreter tonight, I beg your pardon, is Belinda Phillips. The blame game goes on, and the Echoes of War play by Butere Girls featured during the burial ceremony of Raila Odinga's long-serving aide, George Odwor, who was laid to rest in Siaya today. ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna faulted the government's action against the Butere Girls High School play, with President William Ruto steering clear of the drama and instead telling off Ruto must go proponents. You'll hear more now from Stephen Leto.
The Echoes of War drama skit echoed during the burial ceremony of Raila Odinga's aide, George Odwor, where thousands gathered in Asembo, Siaya County, for his final salute. When the burial ceremony settled and speeches took center stage, ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna started debate by accusing juniors in government of embarrassing the president in Nakuru.
Wanasema Waswahili, wimbo wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu wa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku. Sasa kama hii drama yote tumeona Nakuru, ati watoto wanakatazwa kufanya mchezo, sijui wanapigwa tear gas, sijui wanafukuzwa. Hiyo ni wimbo wa kujidunga Mheshimiwa Rais. Wale ambao wanahusika na kufanya kazi yako ikiwa ngumu, rile mdarayo tatu kwa sababu tunajua kazi yako ni ngumu zaidi.
And President Ruto's response.
Sifuna anaongea na nguvu. Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So naenda polepole kidogo.
For the president, his critics who have been championing the Ruto must go slogans will not deter him.
Criticism is sasa nyinyi mnaniambia Ruto must go. Mimi nimesikia hiyo mara nyingi. Kulikuwa na Moi must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go, kulikuwa na mwingine must go. Hii must go ni wimbo tu ya kawaida. There is no problem.
Let us not mix politics with our young children. Tuache watoto wasome. Ukiwa ukitaka siasa, fanya na adults, usiende kwa watoto.
His unity with Raila Odinga under the broad-based government arrangement receiving prizes in Asembo.
Just the same way I stood with you when you needed a man to stand with you. You have equally come to stand with me when I needed a man to stand with me.
Kwa hivyo Kenya mpaka wasimame pamoja. Yale ambayo tutaki ni ubaguzi ya kijinsia, ubaguzi ya rangi, ubaguzi ya kikabila.
Your Excellency, where you sit, rest assured that Baba has got our collective mandate as the people of this region to assist you to unite this country.
Under the broad-based agreement signed last month, ODM and UDA parties agreed to allocate counties 450 billion shillings. However, the budget proposals currently in Parliament have allocated counties 405 billion shillings, a matter that came into sharp focus during the burial ceremony.
Nashukuru sana ule mkataba ambao ulitilia mkazo pesa za kuja hapa katika gatuzi 47 shilingi bilioni 450. Na mimi niko na imani ya kwamba wabunge kuwekelea mkono hizo pesa zitakuja hapa.
Mimi baada ya wiki moja ama mbili, I saw a list of PSS that showed me that kumbe we were now pushing forward the agenda of inclusivity.
Odinga and his family used the opportunity to mourn his aide, George Duor, terming him dedicated and one who will take a bullet for him.
If you say somebody is ready to take a bullet for you, George, I've known few people who can be as committed and dedicated like this young man.
George's body was later laid to rest at his rural home in Dori. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV.
Remember, should you wish to rewatch that report and the many others that will come after, Mumbwa Mwithia is very busy on the Citizen Digital Desk, making sure you can access these reports. Now, it was a dream shattered for the students of Butere Girls High School who are denied the chance to showcase their talents at the National Drama and Film Festival in Nakuru. That is according to Anifa Mango, a lawyer and alumni of the school who empathized with the students' pain. She had once stood in their shoes. In 2013, she was the lead in the controversial play Shackles of Doom, which was banned by the government before later being given the nod. Now, as the petitioner challenging the recent ban on Echoes of War, Anifa fears that some of the young actresses may never get another opportunity to shine on stage. She spoke to Citizen TV's Ben Kirui.
12 years ago, she played the role of Wamaitha in the controversial play Shackles of Doom. Written by former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala, the play faced major oppositions due to its provocative themes before eventually being allowed to be performed on stage.
Tulikuwa kama wageni waheshimiwa, kila mtu anataka kuona hii play ya Shackles of Doom. Hawa ni kina nani?
Now, a lawyer, Anifa Mango once again finds herself at the center of a similar controversy, this time not as an actress, but as an advocate. Her former school, Butere Girls High School, was barred from performing the play Echoes of War at the National Drama and Film Festival in Nakuru, a decision she immediately challenged in court.
When I heard that the play is not proceeding, and the fact that I'm also a lawyer, automatically, with the combination of Mr. Malala, we just had to proceed to court.
Despite a legal victory that overturned the initial ban, the play was never performed. Mango claims the government once again interfered, denying students the opportunity to showcase their talents through the arts.
When we are raising children, we are not grooming them. You know, we are not grooming them. So that's how we are able to manipulate them. We want children to be able to think for themselves. And if you look at this play of Echoes of War, it is just a mere expression of art.
The government claimed the play contained corrupt political ideologies, a statement Mango strongly refutes. She accuses the government of using the students as political pawns to punish the playwright Cleophas Malala at the expense of artistic freedom.
For this attention to come out about Echoes of War, then now you are deciding, oh, non-teaching staff. Malala has been writing plays for the past, from 2010, it's 15 years. And they even other directors. School outsourced coaches, school outsourced directors. It is not something new.
As As the drama and film festivals continue in Nakuru without Butere Girls' participation, Hanifa reflects on what she calls a regrettable missed chance.
Just those girls, the effort they put in, they wanted to come and show us. First term is all about drama. I was a candidate during that year. I can tell you for sure, I don't even remember if I went to class. It was all about drama. We were behind the syllabus, you know. And when we were told that we have been banned, we cried.
For some students, there may be another opportunity next year, but for others, the stage will remain a dream deferred. She insists that the government must take responsibility for this injustice. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Democratic Action Party of Kenya party leader Eugene Wamalwa is tonight raising questions over why it has taken the government close to a year to release the findings of the cause of a chopper crash that claimed the life of the Chief of Defence Forces, General Francis Ogola, and 9 others in April last year. Wamalwa, who fell short of alleging a cover-up while addressing mourners at a funeral in Bumula, wants those who failed to do due diligence on the suitability of the chopper to fly the only Chief of Defence Forces in the country reprimanded. The government on Friday, in a summary report of the crash, told the country that the ill-fated Bell Huey chopper went down as a result of engine failure, despite getting a clean bill of health on its airworthiness hours before its mission.
Iran, wakati kumekuwa na ajali, rais wa kule akakufa, ilichukua miezi 3 wakatoa report. Mbona report ya Generali Ogola imechukua mwaka? Na sisi tunaona sasa inatoa report that is raising more questions than answers. We want accountability. We want the general to rest in peace.
To some good news now, and 5 chiefs who were allegedly abducted by suspected Al-Shabaab militia in Wargadud, Mandera County, have safely returned home after 2 months in captivity. The chiefs were received by their families, friends and relatives who expressed joy and relief at finally interacting with their kin. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has confirmed that their safe return comes following collaborative efforts and negotiations coordinated by local leaders and the county as well as national government. Safin Acheng Oma has the details.
The return of 5 chiefs from Mandera County who were abducted by suspected Al-Shabaab militia in February stirred deep emotions among their family, friends and relatives who are on hand to welcome them back home after more than 60 days in captivity. It was a moment of relief, joy and excitement for everyone involved. The former hostages describing it as bittersweet joy mixed with pain. The trauma of their captivity remains deeply etched in their consciousness.
Narusha shukrani wazee wetu elders ndio walitufuatilia mpaka kwenye tulipelekwa na kuhakikisha kwamba tumerudi salama.
Tunarudisha shukrani pia kwa serikali yetu kwa support yake kwa hiyo wazee. Kwa hivyo ile serikali ya jirani ya Somalia na hii yetu yote tunawaambia asanteni sana, hasa jamii yetu ile ametushughulikia sana.
Days of waiting, worry and hope ending in this reunion, which also marks the start of a new chapter filled with its own set of challenges. The families now take up the overwhelming burden of serving as emotional anchors for those released as they deal with the mental complexities of transitioning back to their everyday life after the ordeal they went through in a foreign land.
Today we want to share our joy with all of them and to say that we are very grateful to God for this, which we consider a miracle. And we are going to be with them. We are going to start a new journey with them of healing from the traumas that they have gone through.
The 5, Mohamed Adawa, Mohamed Hassan, Abdi Hassan, Mohamed Nur Hache, and Ibrahim Gabo were ambushed on 3rd of February 2025 by suspected terrorists in Wargadud as they were heading to Elwak town for official duty. The incident happened shortly before President William Ruto arrived in Mandera to commence his week-long political tour of northeastern region.
while in Mandera, President Ruto vowed to ensure that the 5 are set free and that they rejoin their families. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has today affirmed that the government is keen on the welfare of the chiefs.
We were very worried about our chiefs, and there are chiefs who have lost their lives in public service. Nimesema pia kwamba those chiefs, we will make sure that we take care of their families, those who have been attacked, nyumba zao sichomewe, mali yao iharibiwe kwa sababu ya ama wamewawa in the frontier while dealing with insecurity issues.
Whoever supported through prayers, whoever supported through word of mouth, whoever supported by walking with our elders to the negotiation rooms, we thank all of you.
Safin Achieng Oma, Citizen TV.
Dela Ward Member of County Assembly Yusuf Hussein Ahmed, who was abducted by unknown people and held hostage for 6 months, now claims his abduction was orchestrated and executed by the governor of Wajir County. The MCA says his stand against the county's 2024 budget triggered his abduction and torture. Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi Mohammed has refuted the claims, terming them political. In an interview, the governor said he would take legal action against the MCA for defamation of his character, which poses a threat to his political career.
Hussein Ahmed, the Dela Ward MCA who was abducted by armed gunmen while in Nairobi along Enterprise Road on 13th of August 2024, has come forward to give his version of what he claims caused his ordeal. The MCA, who was freed on the 8th of March 2025, claims his abduction was orchestrated and executed by the governor of Wajir County and that it almost cost his life.
I arrived in Nairobi on 12 September 2024, eagerly waiting to attend our meeting with the governor on Sunday. Friday, 13 September 2024 at 9 p.m. while coming from South Sea State, Nairobi, riding a taxi along Enterprise Road, I was forcefully abducted by unknown masked gunmen.
In his statement, the Dela Ward MCA further alleges his strong stand against the 2024 Wajir County budget triggered his abduction. He says the budget was thereafter passed while he was held captive. Allegations that have been refuted by the county boss who termed them baseless.
And my experience and interaction with my abductors all had the fingerprint, caught me this one, all had the fingerprint and influence of Wajir Governor, His Excellency Ahmed Abdullahi.
Why would I take my brother through such suffering? Because of a budget process. There is more than meets the eye in this thing.
The county boss termed the allegations serious, accusing the MCA of a political witch hunt. Governor Ahmed saying he would record a statement with the police and pursue legal redress.
Someone can actually take out Yusuf. I share the political space with people who can do that. I will never, can never harm anybody for politics. This was all choreographed. This is why, until this matter is investigated, and until Yusuf provides proof of the allegations he made, or pays for what he said in a court of law, in accordance with the law.
The important questions on who abducted the ward representative, where he was held and who was responsible for his abduction remain without clear answers.
He is a leader. We will hold him to his words.
Franklin Wala, Citizen TV.
Police in Bomet on Saturday arrested a 35-year-old man, Geoffrey Kipkemboi, on suspicion of killing his 2 children by way of beheading. Kipkemboi, a manual laborer at a nearby quarry in the area, was arrested in the wee hours of the morning after he broke the news of the murder of his 2 daughters to his parents, and that is on returning home from a drinking spree in an incident that has left locals shaken. Police are looking into his troubled love life with his wife, Cisco Chepkirui, with whom they have had an on and off relationship, to ascertain the motive behind the murder of the sisters, Valentine Chepkoech and Millicent Chepngetich, aged 7 and 1.5 years old, respectively. The bodies of the children have been preserved at the Kapkatet Hospital mortuary, awaiting postmortem as investigations continue.
aliwaambia mama yake nani watoto wangu na mama anashangaa tu watoto walikuwa wapi? Watu tumekuwa tukifanya kazi nao pamoja. Sijui sasa ni nini ilifika mpaka huyu jamaa akaanza kutenda matendo kama hiyo juu amekuwa ni mtu mwenye anafanya kazi sana.
Serikali hii Bomet ni mbaya sana. Gender violence inaongoza Bomet kwa Kenya mzima. Unasemaje?
Families from Todonyang in Turkana County, whose loved ones were killed in cold blood, are still in agony following the gruesome killings of over 40 Kenyans ambushed by Merile militias from Ethiopia about 1.5 months ago. This, however, was not the first attack in the border area. Todonyang is still reeling from 2 similar incidents in the past. A local Catholic church has since established a shrine where more than 112 were buried from 3 similar occurrences. Crispin Otieno has that report.
Is Chelele Lapur Hill, which surrounds Todonyang along the Kenya-Ethiopia border. For many years, this area has been grappling with incessant cases of insecurity and continued attacks by militants from Ethiopia. It is a volatile area for locals and non-locals in Turkana.
Lakini kwa upande wa security Todonyang ni riski sana. Mazao ndio tunaweza enda kutafuta. Lakini unatafuta ukifika kwa chakula, unapata adui amekaa tayari amekuongoja.
The latest attack was on the 22nd of February 2025. It still haunts this village.
Vijana wengi walikatakatwa na panga. Wengi waliwawa na marisasi, yani walipigwa marisasi.
Quite a number of families are still searching for their loved ones. Jane Apatet is one of the women whose husbands remain missing. More than a month after the attack, she literally doesn't know where to run to. Fending for her family is difficult with this loss. As the village continues to mourn and search for loved ones, this sanctuary by the local Catholic Church has been set aside as a mass grave for victims of the many attacks.
Mahali hapa naongelea hapa ni mali alisimamia hapa. Hapa ni makaburi ya watu 111 imezikwa hapa ndani.
Statistics from the area indicate that in 2011, a total of 47 locals were killed by Merile. In 2012, 13 residents from Todonyang were killed. In 2025, 46 locals died. All were buried in mass graves. A search for those still missing from the recent attacks continues. Families of the victims converge at the memorial site where the names of the 43 individuals who perished are inscribed, hoping that someday they will be found.
We cannot allow our people to be massacred, to be killed, to be murdered by people we know.
For locals, the situation is unbearable. Their only question to the government is, for how long will they continue burying their loved ones killed in most brutal manner before government heeds to their call? Crispin Otieno for Citizen TV.
The Ministry of Interior is raising the alarm over increasing cases of gender-based violence in Taita Taveta. Speaking during the final leg of the Jukwaa la Usalama Security Baraza of the Coastal Edition in Taita Taveta, the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen said reported cases range from rape to forced early marriages. And as you'll hear now from Seth Olale, who was in Taita Taveta, the ministry has been tasked with addressing insecurity by youthful gangs, land disputes, school dropouts, among other issues raised by residents of the coast region during the week-long security barazas in Mombasa, Kilifi, Kwale, Lamu, Tana River and Taita Taveta.
Cultural behavior among ethnic communities in Taita Taveta County is being linked to the increasing cases of gender-based violence.
wetu wako na kazi mingi, hatutanena sana.
The crimes ranging from rape to defilement were deliberated upon during a security meeting that was attended by the Regional Commissioner of Coast Region and the County Commissioner. It was chaired by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen.
Kama wewe mama, unajua bwana yako ni mnyama, ananyemelea watoto, usivumilie ati unamchunga bwana yako ati kwa sababu unataka kuchunga ndoa. Hiyo sio ndoa.
Mtoto mdogo ako na mtoto, hii maneno iko kwa chief. Ukiuliza chief anakupeleka east, anakupeleka west. Ukifika tena kwa OCS ukijaribu kuuliza anakuambia rudi tena kwa chief.
The security officials also deliberated on disputed incidences in land acquisition, public and private property encroachment, and settlement of squatters in the meeting held at the Taita Taveta County Commissioner's Office.
Chief wako wapi wakati unyama namna hiyo inafanyika kwa village? Assistant chief ako wapi? Tunataka tuhakikishe tumetoa, we root out these criminals from our midst.
Residents of Taita Taveta taking part in an online mass registration exercise to secure identification cards, passports, birth and death certificates. With Taita Taveta County the final stop of the week-long Jukwaa la Usalama Security Assessment Baraza, resurgence of youthful gangs, drug abuse, land acquisition and settlement, boundary conflict, and high number of school dropouts were among key challenges highlighted.
Naomba ingewezekana tungepata ball at least nyumba ikaweza kufanikiwa.
Having successfully completed the first regional round of the Jukwaa la Usalama Security Assessment Campaign in all the 6 counties of Coast Region, work is now cut out for the Interior Ministry to implement the issues raised by residents. Seth Olale, Citizen TV, Taita Taveta County.
Looking good there, Seth Olale. We take a break, but as promised, on the other side, I'll be joined, or that we'll hear from the Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary, Alfred Mutua, as well as Duncan Okindo, and Kenya's ambassador to Thailand, Ambassador Lindsay Kiptines, on jobs or slavery, human trafficking of Kenyans seeking job opportunities abroad. Modern-day human trafficking, seeking answers on why Kenyans keep getting exploited in their search for opportunities outside the country. After this break.
This weekend at JCC Church Thika Road, Pastor Morris Gasheru will teach us to be better versions of ourselves in Christ with the sermon Mystery of Christ. Live on Citizen TV Gospel Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Planning the perfect Easter and April school holiday getaway? Make unforgettable family memories in Dubai in a View Travel. Starting from $1,451 per person sharing, enjoy 5-night stay with breakfast, Dubai Parks and Yas Island theme parks, Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo, Kidzania, Global Village, Desert Safari and Abu Dhabi City Tour. And yes, your entry visa is sorted. Book now and lipa pole pole. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703 254 254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover.
Pepsodent is aware that globally 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Give her Pepsodent. It repairs tiny holes and forms a protective layer for maximum cavity protection, so she can grow up with a confident smile. Every smile matters.
My favorite fruity, my flavor slaps.
Mirinda, flavor so good it slaps. Enjoy the flavorlicious, refreshing taste of Mirinda Green Apple. Mirinda, flavor so good it slaps.
nakwambia. Halo. Niletee kama kawaida.
Kama sio Kavagara, wacha kiumane.
Hii chapati ni tamu sana.
Omera, sere bila Kavagara sio sere.
Dukani usitishe unga, itisha Kavagara.
Welcome back to Citizen Weekend. As I mentioned right before the break, I'm joined now by Duncan Okindo, who is a survivor of human trafficking. He was among the Kenyans who were stranded on the Myanmar-Thailand border. He thought he was going to get a job in Thailand, but an 9-hour drive later across a river, he found himself in Myanmar without his documents, restricted from communicating with those back home. But we'll hear his story shortly. We also have joining us virtually from Thailand, Bangkok, to be exact, is the ambassador of Kenya to Thailand, and his name is Ambassador Lindsay Kiptines. It is actually 1:30 a.m. in Bangkok. Ambassador, thank you for staying up late to speak to us. But before we get into conversation with the two of them, I spoke to the Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Alfred Mutua, earlier on this very same subject, asking, are they cracking down on these rogue agencies? Take a look. Secretary, we've been hearing reports of Kenyans who've been trafficked to countries such as Myanmar and forth or under the guise of labour opportunities abroad in Thailand, for instance. Does this concern you?
This is a major concern to us in government because Kenyans are being taken advantage of. This is not a new issue. It's an issue I dealt with when I was the Minister for Foreign Affairs. The issue of Myanmar came about, started a few years ago, and this is by unscrupulous people who are not actually registered employment agencies. And I want to make it very clear. People think it's registered employment agencies taking people to Thailand and then to Myanmar. It's not. It's travel agents. It's people who are saying you're going for holidays. It's basically crooks who are taking advantage of Kenyans who desperately are looking for work.
So what is being done to clamp down on these crooks? Because we see advertisements on social media from travel agencies, and they advertise these jobs. They say they're factory jobs, cleaning opportunities, if you can speak English, customer care opportunities. And then when they get there, it's an entirely different story. Is your ministry working together with security agencies to clamp down on these agencies?
Yeah, we are. And I think it's two ways. There is enforcement, which is our end, whereby we make sure that we clamp down, and have had raids actually conducted across the country. We are pushing the DPP, and I'll be holding a meeting with the DPP and also the Attorney General's office and a few other players and the judiciary to see how we can quickly speed up the prosecution of some of these people so that the message gets out there that you cannot just con Kenyans and get them into slavery. But number two also, it's also personal responsibility. It's very important for Kenyans to realize, and I really want to thank you for highlighting this issue, that it's a dangerous world out there and that people will take advantage of you. And that is why the National Employment Agency has been set up under the Ministry of Labour as an agency that does vetting of employment agencies. And before you can even get a license, you have to be vetted. You are vetted by the intelligence community. You are vetted by the Office of the Attorney General. You are voted by Treasury. You are really vetted, and it takes a long time to vet people so that you can get the right people. Therefore, I am requesting Kenyans, before you give your money or you commit your life to somebody who is promising you a job, somebody who is promising you an online job, somebody who is promising you a job in anywhere, purgatory or close to heaven, please go to the website of National Employment Agency. Please just check whether that person is registered.
For apart from checking the website to make sure these agencies are registered, the recruitment agencies, how about being asked to hand over your passport and such things?
One of the best, one of the flags is lack of a job offer. Usually before you leave the country, there's a job offer that has to be attested by the Ministry of Labor. So if somebody has sent you a job offer, ask them, can I see the demand? Can I see the offer that was given to you to recruiters attested by the Kenyan embassy? And then if it's not attested, because these fake ones are not, then you realize the problem. Number two, if the money is too good to be true, then it is. And if it's too much too big, it is. Number three, if this will tell you, don't worry, you don't need a work visa. We'll give you a travel visa, ukifika hapo, utabadilisha. Then those are fake. Because real agencies and the way the government works is before you leave Kenya, you leave out of here with a temporary work visa or a full work visa, not a tourist visa. If anybody is giving you a tourism visa, that person wants you to go into slavery. That person is using you. So those are some of the red flags that are there. When you get to those countries, for example, maybe you didn't do your due diligence and you got there, the best thing is please check in with the nearest Kenyan embassy. The Kenyan embassy will not interfere with your life, or it just means that they can tell you, stop, don't go there, it's dangerous. Or they can keep tabs with you so that in case you fall sick or in case your family wants to find you, they can find you. Because you never know about the future. You never know about what will happen. So those are some of the things that you need to watch out for.
All right, what about being asked to pay monies for these opportunities?
The payment of money is an old-age tradition, and it happens even for legit jobs, whereby recruitment agencies pick people, and they have so many opportunities, so that's how they make their money. So they have to be given a token, and it is from that token that they are able now to provide the job for that person. So paying of the money is normal, but then also watch out. Do not pay so much money here that is not quantifiable. You know, money you pay here needs to be well broken down. Is it for a ticket? Is it for health? Is it for medical care? Is it for a visa? So it needs to be properly broken down. And I want to say that I'm going to set up a desk. We already have a desk at the airport, which you can report to if you are leaving for a job. Go to that desk at the airport, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Moi International Airport, and say I've been given this offer for this job, and the labor officer will be able to guide you. But I'm going to set up more desks here in headquarters in Nairobi and across the country so that before you travel, even if it's not you, your mother, your father, your cousin, your sister, and double check to make sure that you're not going into slavery.
All right, and CS, what do you say to the Kenyans who are desperate enough desperate enough for a job that they're willing to take the risk of traveling on a tourism visa and, waiting to see how the die will be cast?
I think it's an unnecessary risk. I know at times you may feel that you're desperate, at times you may feel that things are not going the proper way. But let me tell you, even Waswahili walisema ya kwamba, tamaa inaumiza, na mbio za sakafuni huishia ukingoni. Let us be patient. I know you need that job. I know you need to get money for your family, for yourself. You've been waiting for too long, but please just follow procedures. The procedures are not there to curtail you. They are there to assist you for your own life, because sadly we've had to bring people here in coffins. It's not just about slavery. We've brought people back here in coffins. So it's a matter of life and death for you.
All right, as I mentioned, I'm joined now by Ambassador Lindsay Kiptinez, who is in Bangkok, and we also have in studio Duncan Okindo, but I'll start with you, Ambassador. How big a problem is this? 153 Kenyans brought back from the Myanmar-Thailand border since February. And we are hearing reports of hundreds more still in the scum compounds there.
Thank you, Olive, for having me, and I also want to thank Citizen TV and all of you guys for highlighting this matter, because it has been a big problem for us for the last 3 years. So indeed, as you have rightly put it, it is still a problem. We have rescued over 300 Kenyans, to be precise, 304 in the last 3 years. The last group came in 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago actually, 78 of them, and before that we had 48, and just before that in early February we had 28. We have been informed by those we have rescued that there could be as many as 500 other Kenyans. So if we have rescued 300, we could be having another 500 hold up inside there. So it is still a problem. In fact, 2 days ago, we received another list from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, State Department for Diaspora Affairs. Some of their families have gone to the ministry to say that we are looking for our children, our family members who are lost in Thailand. So we are again looking for them. We have also been informed that there are others in Cambodia and in Lao PDR. So the problem is still out there, but we are doing our level best as an embassy, together with the government, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to ensure that we bring out as many Kenyans as we can.
All right, Ambassador, let me bring in Duncan at this point. Duncan, so you were stranded on the Myanmar-Thailand border. I remember we were in constant communication. You were afraid for your well-being throughout this period. But was this your first time out of the country?
Yeah, it was my first time to travel out of the country.
And did it not ring alarm bells? You know, when you're told you are traveling on a tourism visa, you get there, they took your passport, I believe. Was that the case?
Yeah. Okay, being that is the first time that I left the country, I didn't have more information, so I couldn't notice the red flags. So, and the process was very fast, and the agent is someone that I've known for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what was it you were expecting when you got there, and what happened instead?
So I anticipated to be working in Thailand, but now what I saw is different from what I was expecting. So I was trafficked to Myanmar, contrary to my expectation, where I got into slavery. And there were a lot of torture there, physical, spiritual, and also mental. That was really traumatizing for me, and it was something that I've never thought I could be in.
Mm-hmm. And perhaps you can tell us, when, you know, how many other Kenyans, because you're telling me there could be hundreds more who are still stranded in the scam compounds there.
Yeah. Okay, we were repatriated like just a quarter of Kenyans who are there. There are more Kenyans there, and I know they are suffering. Most of them, they don't want to come home because maybe of their family, how their family are, but I know they are suffering and they need to be rescued from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many of the Kenyans who are coming back were covering their faces, wearing masks. Even when you're there, you're very careful not to reveal your identities, and I can understand that because you are in the hands of different militant groups. Even when you came back, why is that? Why are people so hesitant to reveal?
Okay, you get hesitant in that you feel like disappointed because when you go to Thailand, people expect that you are in Thailand, and now you are in Myanmar. So would I feel like normal?
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll get into how you got there. But first, Ambassador, are you engaging the Thailand authorities to, I don't know, put in more stringent measures to prevent people from being taken advantage of?
Let me say that Thailand is just a conduit. Although the scammers advertise the jobs to be in Thailand, Thailand is the only country in this region that has an embassy in Nairobi, so it becomes easy to get a visa. And most of the victims, actually all the victims, have used a visa, a tourist visa, purporting to come to bring them to Thailand. Yes, we have engaged the government of Thailand since 2022, and they have been very helpful to us, by the way, in terms of rescuing the 300 and so Kenyans that I've talked about. The first rescue operation happened in August 2022, when Thai Army, because of their contacts on the ground in Myanmar, rescued the first 5 Kenyans. And from there on, they have been our partners, We have engaged the IOM, we have engaged several partners, NGOs within Thailand and in Myanmar to assist us. And in as far as the last rescue mission was concerned, the 154 Kenyans, indeed Thailand did a great job, and we have engaged them, including the police commissioner in Thailand, so that today it is now difficult for any Kenyan who happens to come to Thailand and travels up north towards the Myanmar border. They will be stopped at the police roadblock. So we have had about 10 of them actually turned away at the police roadblock and brought to the embassy, and then we have brought them back home. So indeed the government of Thailand is helping us in as far as ensuring that Kenyans who happen to travel from Bangkok towards the northern border are asked where they are going. There are now stringent measures, and indeed we have told them not to allow them. Most of what has been happening is the Kenyans would ask the police at the roadblock that they are tourists. This is a message that they are given by the traffickers, that if the police stop us and ask you where you are going, just say you are tourists. But because of what has been happening so far and the fact that this matter has been highlighted across the world now, Thailand has also come in to help us to ensure that any Kenyan, indeed any African, who travels up north in some of the big cars that they have been using are stopped and referred to their embassies. So yes, Thailand is helping us. And we have also encouraged the embassy in Nairobi to make sure that giving them or giving Kenyans visas, you know, they need to look at the stringent measures, things like statements, bank statements, things like, you know, if somebody is working, they need to get a letter from the employer. Or if somebody is a businessman, they need to indicate that indeed they are capable and they are able to go and live in Thailand as a tourist. For the Kenyans, please just note that Thailand is a trapdoor to slavery in Myanmar. Do not travel to Myanmar through Thailand, because you'll find yourself in torture chambers. All those Kenyans who have come home will bear witness. Thank you.
All right, have the last word. Duncan, you're now seeking justice. You want your money back because you paid money to go to Thailand. And when you left there, you left with nothing. What is your cry for justice?
Okay, yes, I want my money back, yes. And still...
How much did you pay?
I paid 200,000. Yeah, and also for damages and also for wasting my time. And also, I need like these agents to serve as an example to others, because they are doing something that is not right to the youth. You see, if it was my sister going through that, it would be something sad, or someone I know.
Was this a travel agency?
Yep.
Okay.
But now they were not registered, I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you for speaking to us and sharing your experience. Duncan Okindo, who is a survivor of human trafficking to Myanmar. We've also been joined by Ambassador Lindsay Kiptines, who is Kenya's ambassador to Thailand. We take a break, but Citizen Weekend continues on the other side.